Okay, so clearly we're not answering all these questions at the moment, but the whole idea here was to have a question generating opportunity. And over something as simple as this, you generated a whole bunch of questions about phenomena involved heat, perception of heat, temperature, changes, and all kinds of things like that. So one of the critical things about doing science is everybody thinks that science is like people get out and explain how everything works. Really, what science is all about is asking questions. In particular, it's trying to find good, insightful questions to ask. Because the better the question, the better the insight that you can get about how the world works. So we're going to be generating lots of questions, probably more than we're going to be able to take up, and I welcome you to generate questions. I'm going to try to use things like this to kind of determine what direction we should go in. A lot of this stuff obviously has to do with physiology. I'm not a physiologist. I'm not a biologist. I'm a chemist, which means that I'm going to learn some stuff too, right? We probably won't be able to get to all of this stuff because we want to move into some more basic phenomenon understandings and stuff, but we'll try to address questions that come up to the extent that we can and to the extent that I can kind of lead that based on my expertise. We'll keep doing this thing and generating questions. I'm going to take these things, I'm going to type them up so they're actually visible. I'm going to post them on Blackboard so we can kind of have them involved in this questions. And the end of the semester, it's possible that one of these things becomes something that you want to base your little project on. So it's going to help you out in general. Okay, so I overplanned, so I have more to do today than we're going to get to, which is fine. So what I'm going to do is not do that. Okay, so in your blue folder, the last thing the manager can do is pull out, there's a little half sheet of paper that's actually a homework assignment. So why don't you make sure everybody has one of those, and I'll just highlight what that's all about. Okay, I haven't got the Blackboard site up yet. I will be doing that tonight and early tomorrow morning. Start looking, by noon tomorrow and kind of see what's there. There's not going to be a whole lot of stuff, but I will post 3 items, some little excerpts about stuff that people were thinking and doing and experiencing back in the 17th century that has to do with what you were doing here and things related to that. That stuff that you read, that's the stuff, let you remember in the syllabus I asked write some notes about stuff. So write a few notes about that. You don't have to write essay or even full sentences. Bullet points are fine, just to remind you what it's about. Since it's on Blackboard, you're welcome to print it off and bring that with you. I won't necessarily be providing that stuff to have in class. I'm trying to save paper where we can. But, so that's the stuff when I ask you to do notes about meetings, this is going to be that first opportunity. I'm going to post a little survey in Blackboard that asks a little bit more about you. That's just information for me. It'll be fairly simple and straightforward. There'll be a couple other survey things that I'm going to post there, and I'll give you the link for that. These are part of the research perspective of class. And there's another link that I'm going to give you to some simulations that the University of Colorado put together. I want to check, but I think you're going to be able to download their whole thing to your own computer. It's safe to do, and if you can do that, it actually gives you a resource. You don't have to connect to them every time that you do it. Just out of curiosity, how many folks right here today have their computer with them? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 people right now. So it would be handy. And I don't know if we're going to do it on Thursday. I will figure this out. There are going to be some days where it's going to be handy if you've got a computer or a laptop, something easy to carry, to bring it, because those simulations or some other websites we can use here in class. There is wireless service in here. We do have computers next door in the labs, but I don't know whether those are always accessible at the time that we have class, although there seems pretty dead around here now. But next week labs start up, and so it's going to get busy. So I'll give you a link to that, and then that's something that we'll probably use a number of times because they're good quality stuff, and we'll be making use of it. There's something else I was going to say, I forgot what it is. You guys know what it is? Yes?
If we are adding it onto the class, we don't have your class on Blackboard. So.
Okay, so if I've got everybody's name on there, what I will do is I can add you in at least temporarily. If I put you in as a student, they erase you out. But I'll put you in at some status that would allow you to see stuff immediately. Okay, so you don't have to wait until you're registered to get it. So as soon as the site's up, it'll be there. And then once you're registered, your status will be. Any other questions like that, logistical questions about stuff? Okay, so in going out the door today, your recorder is going to leave me your recorder report. What I'm going to be doing with those is I'm going to scan them, and I'm going to post them on Blackboard. And so anything that happens in the class day, you're going to get multiple sets of notes about stuff that happened. And if you happen to be out that day, you've got a record of what happened. Or if you forget what that particular day was all about, you'll have a record of what that happened. Okay? I think we're all set, Julia. We all set? Let me do one other check because I don't. That's it. Okay, so the recorders just leave me stuff. If anybody has any last logistical questions, yes, Jake. Leave your name tags here, your name cards here. I'll have them here each time.
We leave the folders.
Leave the, anything that's in there, you're allowed to have, and there were multiple copies, and all of that stuff, if there weren't multiple copies, we would post it on Blackboard. So you don't have to take the folders with you. I'll recycle them.
Appreciate it. I wear them.